Welcome to Cosmic Mirror. I'm Orion. In this space where starlight and silence meet, we find each other again. Have you ever heard of the term twin flame? A concept from modern Western spirituality, speaking of a soul split in two people destined to reunite across lifetimes. But what happens when we bring this idea into the light of ancient Eastern wisdom? Today, we'll explore the twin flame journey through the lens of the I Ching, one of the oldest and most mysterious spiritual systems on Earth. What you'll discover may shift everything you thought you knew. Part 1. What is the twin flame? From soul contracts to inner mirrors, understanding its Western roots. Dear soul traveler, if you've spent any time exploring the spiritual world, you've likely come across the term twin flames. In modern Western spirituality, especially within New Age circles, this concept describes the idea that a single soul was split into two before incarnation, and now exists as two separate human beings. They are destined to find one another, trigger spiritual awakening, and ultimately reunite. It sounds powerful, mystical, even romantic, and that's why it is spread so widely online. But also, why it's been deeply misunderstood. Before we go further, let us take a moment to untangle a few common confusions. A twin flame is different from a soulmate. Both are very different from a karmic relationship. These three terms often get mixed together. They refer to very different types of soul connection. Soulmate, someone your soul deeply resonates with. These relationships are often gentle, healing, and familiar. It's the energy of safety and unconditional love. Karmic partner, someone tied to your past life lessons or unresolved energies. The connection is often magnetic but turbulent. The purpose is to complete emotional homework, not to stay forever. Twin flame, a mirror of your own soul, another embodiment of your energy in a different polarity. The connection is intense, triggering, and transformative. It's not always loving, but it's designed to ignite awakening. A twin flame is not your ideal romantic partner. They're your soul's personal wildfire. Why do we need a new perspective on the twin flame? In recent years, this idea has become romanticized, sometimes even commercialized. But Orion gently reminds you, your twin flame is not here to love you. They are here to ignite you. It's not about finally finding the one. It's about finally confronting the parts of yourself you've been avoiding. If we only look at it through the lens of Western romantic longing, you risk falling into obsession, confusion, or spiritual escapism. That's why today, we'll begin to view this concept through the ancient wisdom of the East, through the living language of the I Ching, or what many call the Book of Changes. In the I Ching, everything that exists is made of yin and yang, opposite yet complementary forces. Separation is never permanent. Everything seeks balance. So when we revisit the twin flame idea through the lens of yin-yang, heaven and earth, inner alchemy, we might discover that you're not really looking for another person. You're trying to recover the part of yourself that's been waiting in the dark. You're not seeking them. You're re-seeking the part of you that you abandoned long ago. In the next chapter, we'll enter the realm of the I Ching, explore how its ancient symbols of polarity, integration, and divine timing can offer us a whole new understanding of the twin flame path. Because this isn't a love story. It's a soul initiation. Part 2, Eastern Wisdom. The twin flame seen through yin and yang. Dear fellow traveler, in Western spiritual teachings, the twin flame journey is often described as a soul divided in two halves destined to reunite. But in Eastern cosmology, nothing is ever truly split. There is only movement between two poles of the same whole. And this is the essence of the I Ching, or the Book of Changes, one of the oldest spiritual systems in the world. From the supreme oneness came yin and yang. From yin and yang, all things were born. In other words, the universe begins in oneness, the tide Z, and within that stillness lies the potential for polarity. When movement begins, yin and yang emerge, not as enemies, but as partners in the dance of existence. Like light and shadow, day and night, sun and moon, fire and water, each one defines and completes the other, yin and yang. The Eastern archetype of the twin flame. In Western teachings, the twin flame is said to be the other half of your soul. But from the view of the I Ching, you have never been missing a half. You are already a complete taiji, a full circle of yin and yang, even if parts of you have fallen out of balance. So what we call a twin flame may not be a lost soulmate, but rather the echo of an imbalanced energy within yourself. And sometimes the universe sends you someone who carries the opposite energy of what you've been living, not to complete you, but to show you what you have left unintegrated. The real twin flame is not your missing piece. It is the part of your own energy that's asking to return. A look at the trigrams, understanding the twin flame through the I Ching. Let us consider two foundational hexagrams from the I Ching. Tianguap, pure yang, representing active force, clarity, creation. Qingua, pure yin, representing receptivity, intuition, nourishment. In life, when your energy leans heavily toward Tan, you may find yourself constantly pushing, striving, burning forward. Then suddenly, someone enters your life with the energy of Qin, soft, uncertain, emotional, deeply feeling. It may seem like chemistry, but energetically, it's a cosmic mirror. You're not being asked to chase them, but to recognize the yin within your own yang, or vice versa. True union is not to people coming together. It's the inner alchemy of yin and yang. The I Ching doesn't teach attachment, fixation, or longing. It teaches harmony with change and respect for flow. So the more you obsess over being with them, the further you move from real integration. Because the thought, "I'm incomplete without them," is actually a sign that you've disconnected from yourself. What the I Ching teaches is simple. Every meeting happens in its perfect timing and position. Every intense emotion is an opportunity to rebalance your own inner energies. The true meaning of meeting your twin flame is not that you are finally whole. It is that you finally realize you've been whole all along. In the next chapter, we'll begin to unravel one of the biggest misconceptions. The twin flame journey is not a romance. It's a spiritual initiation. Part 3. The twin flame is not a love story. It's a spiritual alchemy. Dear soul traveler, perhaps by now you've noticed. The idea of the twin flame often comes wrapped in layers of fantasy. People say things like, "They are the one I was destined to be with. No matter how painful, we're meant to reunite. They're pushing me away because I'm not awakened enough yet." But Orion is here to gently remind you, the true twin flame journey is not a love story. It's a sacred fire, a process of spiritual alchemy. You didn't meet the right person. You met the parts of yourself that have long been hidden, fragmented, or forgotten. You think you're falling in love with them, but really, you're being pulled toward the version of you that you've been trying to find. Stage 1. The meeting. Soul recognition. Magnetic collision. At first, it feels magical. You share the same thoughts, wounds, timing, even birth charts. You feel like you've known them forever. It doesn't feel like coincidence. It feels like fate. But this encounter's not the end. It's just the initiation. Stage 2. The separation. Push-pull begins. Awakening unfolds. What usually follows is the runner and chaser dynamic. One awakens, one runs. One pursues, one retreats. You're pulled toward each other but can't seem to stay together. Every connection feels electric. Every separation feels unbearable. But this is not just emotional drama. It's energy imbalance being stirred into motion. You not just meeting a person, you meeting your shadow through someone else's mirror. If you don't understand what's happening, you might fall into spiritual obsession, waiting endlessly, blaming yourself, or using healing as a way to earn love back. That's not growth. That's self-sacrifice. 5 common twin flame myths. 1. Myth number 1. Your twin flame is your destined life partner. Truth. A twin flame may not become your lifelong partner. They are here to awaken you, not necessarily to stay. 2. Myth number 2. If you heal enough, they'll return and complete the story. Truth. The purpose is not reunion. It's self-integration. 3. Myth number 3. They avoid you because you're not awakened enough. Truth. This is spiritual gaslighting. Avoidance is often about their wounds, not your failure. 4. Myth number 4. Chaotic, painful, and-off relationships are proof of a twin flame bond. Truth. Intensity does not equal divinity. It may just be unhealed trauma, dancing with trauma. 5. Myth number 5. There's only one twin flame in your entire lifetime. Truth. Twin flame energy can express through many forms. The universe reflects your inner fire in different mirrors, at different stages of your evolution. This is not about attachment, it's about transformation. The true twin flame journey isn't about chasing, fixing, or holding on. It's about seeing clearly, the version of yourself that has been waiting to be loved by you. That anxious part, the desperate part, that silent, forgotten part. This journey isn't about being with them, it's about finally walking beside yourself. Part 4. How do soul contracts take shape? From I Ching's energy maps to the script of your life, behind every powerful connection in your life, there's often a sense this was more than coincidence. In the world of spirit, there's a term for this: soul contracts. A soul contract is the idea that before you incarnate, your soul agrees to meet certain people, partners, challengers, family, mirrors, to help you grow and awaken. In your twin flame, they may be the most intense of all these contracts, not because they complete you, but because they ignite you. But how do these contracts activate? Why now? Why that person? Why that version of you? This is where the wisdom of the I Ching can reveal something powerful. In the I Ching, contract is not fate as resonance in time. In Chinese cosmology, the universe moves according to the Tao of the Way, and every experience in life is part of a larger pattern of change and alignment. When you meet someone and feel a deep, sudden connection, it's not random. It's because your energetic state has reached a point of resonance with theirs in that precise moment in time. In the East, the word qi doesn't mean a legal contract. It refers to a moment of energetic correspondence, a sacred timing when intention and experience align. So if you've been living from a strongly tan state, all drive, ambition, outward energy, you may naturally attract someone in the Qian states, receptive, deeply emotional. That person may challenge you, trigger you, pull you into your own unbalanced energies. And that's not because they're meant to be with you. It's because the universe mirrors what you're ready to integrate. Each hexagram is a spiritual pattern playing out. The I Ching contains 64 hexagrams, each one a unique, energetic structure that describes a moment in life's unfolding. Let's take a few examples. Hexagram Sen Shui, San attraction and inner response. When you're in this pattern, you may feel intense chemistry, synchronicity, and emotional magnetism toward another. Hexagram Shar, P blockage and disconnection. This phase may bring isolation, emotional distance, or painful separation. It's not a failure. It's a moment to turn inward. These energetic codes are not just about events. They reflect how your soul is evolving through the mirror of relationship. A soul contract is not about what happens with a person. It's about what awakens within you when it does. It may not be destiny, but it is perfect timing. You didn't meet them because you were good enough, spiritual enough, or lucky. You met them because the timing aligned and your inner energy was ready. In the I Ching, this is called Ganner Sui Tone. Response leads to flow. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you've become available to receive. So the true soul contract is not something you earn. It's something you are finally ready for. And once you're ready, the universe delivers. Part 5. Are you living the twin flame script? Dear soul traveler, not every intense connection is a twin flame. But if you've experienced some of the following deep resonances, you might be walking the script of this sacred mirror. Signs you may be in a twin flame dynamic. Energetic overload. When you're near them, your emotions feel amplified. Even when you're apart, you can feel shifts in their mood, almost like you're sharing a field. Dream synchronicities. You see them in your dreams, often communicating, arguing, reconciling. Emotions stay with you long after waking. Trigger responses. A simple message or their silence can send your heart racing, your mind spinning, your energy spiraling. You've tried letting go, but can't. You've blocked them. deleted contacts, moved on. But somehow they reappear, or you can't stop thinking about them. You feel like you're re-losing yourself. This connection pulls you into unfamiliar territory. Disintegration, doubt, obsession, and also unexpected growth. In the I Ching, certain hexagrams reflect this spiritual tension. Within this connection, you might be moving through energetic cycles that echo ancient patterns. Hexagram Senshu Yi, Xian mutual attraction, and inner resonance. A deep pull that feels fated, like your soul is being touched. Hexagram Shrar, P blockage, distance, and disconnection phases of detachment. Silence or painful separation arise suddenly, often without closure. Hexagram Xian, D, E completion. That isn't final. You think it's over, but something pulls you back again and again. In dreams, in signs, in longing. These aren't just emotional patterns. They are signals that your inner energy is being stirred, aligned, and invited to integrate. You're not just reacting to them. You're responding to the part of yourself they've awakened. So, what do you do with this? Orion is here to say. You don't need to figure it all out. You don't need to cut it off. You just need to begin turning inward. Start by gently asking, what part of me is being triggered through this person? What am I truly longing for? And is it really about them? Can I use every moment of pain as a portal back to myself? Your twin flame is not your destination. They are a mirror, and the mirror always points back to you. Part 6. True union is not coming together. It is becoming whole. After a twin flame encounter, it's easy to become entangled in a quiet longing. If we re-meant to be, we'll end up together. If I keep healing, they'll come back. This can't be meaningless. There must be a perfect ending. But Orion is here to whisper gently. True union is never about being with them. It's about learning how to never leave yourself again. This connection is not here to prove that you're lovable. It's here to help you remember. You already are the other half you've been searching for. Yin within yang, yang within yin. You are already Halith. Ancient Taizi symbol shows it clearly. A black swirl within white, and a white swirl within black. Yin contains yang, yang contains yin. This is not just philosophy. It's a mirror of your emotional truth. When you crave their love, when you ache to be seen, heard, and held, what you're really longing for is your own energy calling itself back home. They're not your missing half. They are the mirror of the part of you that you haven't yet embraced. When you become whole, you no longer chase completion. Union is not a destination. It's a state of being. It's the moment you realize. Even if they walk away, you remain complete. This is the turning point on the spiritual path. From me and them to me and me. You begin to notice you no longer need someone to tell you who you are. You don't rely on responses to feel worthy. You stop fearing loss because you've finally claimed yourself. Only then is the twin flame experience truly fulfilled. The wisdom of hexagram Xian, Di Gua, completion that requires care. One of the final hexagrams in the I Ching is called DG, which means already completed. It symbolizes fullness, closure, a story that has come full circle. But here's the paradox. After completion, beware. The next challenge begins. Why? Because the most fragile moment is not when you're hurting, it's when you think you're done. It's that moment when you say, I'm over them but one message. And you fall right back in. So Orion reminds you, true union is not about arriving. It's about learning how to stay aligned and self-contained, even as life continues to change. Part 7. The true purpose of the twin flame journey. Remembering your original self. Now that you've come this far, you may begin to see. The twin flame was never the other half of your soul. It was never truly about one person, one connection, or one destined reunion. It was always a mirror, a spark, a calling to return to something within you that had long been forgotten. In this journey, you have experienced closeness and chaos, devotion and detachment, awakening and unraveling. You thought you were searching for them, but you were really trying to find the version of yourself that remembers wholeness. The twin flame is not about seeking. It's about awakening. You were ignited not to attach to someone, but because your soul was ready to step into a new chapter of becoming. This journey invites you to say, I no longer need others to tell me who I am. I no longer wait for love to feel worthy. I no longer confuse attachment with union. At last you've stopped looking through their eyes, and you've turned back toward your own reflection. This isn't about letting go of them. This is about finally being able to hold yourself. The final wisdom of the I Ching, one yin, one yang. That is the way. There is a core phrase in the I Ching, yi yin yi yang zhi wei dao. That is the Tao. It reminds us, the universe does not evolve through merging into one. It evolves through polarity, balance, and flow. True union is not becoming one with someone else. It is learning how to live from your own inner polarity, the clarity of yang and the softness of yin, the boundaries of fire and the receptivity of water. You no longer seek love in someone else because love is already flowing within you. Your inner archetype was never lost. Maybe once you believed you had lost something essential, but now you see they were just the trigger, awakening what was waiting within you. That feeling of love and wholeness didn't come from them, it came from you. The one you were searching for was never your twin. It was always your own soul archetype, the ancient blueprint of your higher self. That archetype is still here. It knows the way. It holds your boundaries and your tenderness. It's never left. It's only been waiting for you to return. The real soul contract is between you and you. We often think soul contracts are about us and another person. Some promise to finish something together, but when you truly awaken, you realize the most sacred contract you ever fulfill is the one where you remember yourself. And when you do, every spark, every ache, every unanswered message will become part of your ascension flame. So please remember, you're not here to find them. You're here to find yourself. You're not here to become one. You are always whole. You're not waiting for someone to return. You are the return. Beyond the obsession, beyond the craving, beyond the identity. You are the other half you've been missing all along. I'm Orion. Thank you for walking this path with me. Until next time, beneath the stars and within the mirror.